Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Morales Torres, staff member of Lucha Libre Online, and I have the honor and the privilege to welcome you, my guest at this time, from Cape Town, South Africa, the artist formerly known as Justin Gabriel, the Darewolf, PJ Black. Mr. Black, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So you moved from Cape Town all the way from South Africa to the United States to start following that dream of being a pro wrestler. How was that experience from you, and how did you adapt to the United States?
I started wrestling when I was like 16 years old, and I've traveled the whole world wrestling. And so WWE found me at a show in Europe, actually, and they offered me a contract. So WWE actually moved me to the U.S. When it's developmental. It was great. That was probably one of the most fun times in my life, you know, because I came to a new country and all I had to do was just wrestle every single day. So it was kind of hard to adjust to the experience, but it was definitely like a really fun adjustment.
Oh, that sounds really cool, man. I mean, moving from a completely different continent to another one, it's supposed to be like a fun experience, but it can be frightening sometimes. And mostly at your age. I mean, you were mentioning you started wrestling at 16. What year you got signed with the WWE?
I think I was 25 maybe when I got signed. So yeah, I've been wrestling for like almost 10 years. You know, paying my dues before I got signed.
Why did you decide to become a pro wrestler? I mean, there are many pathways in life you can choose. You can be a dentist, you can be a medic, a lawyer, I don't know, something else. But you decided to become a professional wrestler. And you mentioned starting at 16 years old. How did that happen?
So my dad was a wrestler, right? So I kind of feel like every kid wants to follow their dad's footsteps. So I kind of like started like going to shows when I was a kid, and I started refereeing matches and stuff like that. But only when I was like maybe 14, 15, when I was like forced to be at every show, I just fell in love with it. You know, I mean, obviously I was a fan growing up, and you know, when I was a kid, I wanted to do it. But I feel like that thought only became a reality when I was around 14, 15. And you know, like I never looked back. I was like, this is what I want to do one day, and I did everything in my power to achieve that dream, and I get to live my dream every single day. And you know, times are tough. Like I had to go to college, finish school, just to have a backup plan in case it didn't work. You know, I met so many wrestlers who started really young, who got injured, and then they didn't have a backup plan. So, you know, I got my degree and everything, but I still like wrestle on weekends. And then, you know, like once I put all my energy and all my focus into wrestling full time, it took about 3 years after that until I got a WWE offer. And then my life changed completely.
And what do you do your degree? I mean, what do you study?
Sports science and nutrition is that's my passion. That's what my degree is in, and I'm still studying that till this day. You know, because you know it goes hand in hand. Being healthy and understanding the body and nutrition, especially being an athlete, and you know, I have to take care of my body, especially now that I'm older too. So it's kind of great that I do have that background and a passion for it too. You know, it's like a side passion of mine other than wrestling.
That's really awesome, and you actually can combine them at the same time, and it can lead you to like many other places. For example, you can actually be a professor in that specific terms. But how do you combine it becoming a pro wrestler? I mean, you've been since you were 16, you're, as far as we know, 37 now, 21 years. How did you maintain yourself in the pro wrestling industry? Basically, in the highest level you can, because you're still competing in the highest level of your career. How you were able to maintain yourself?
Yeah, so it changes quite often. You know, when I was in my early 20s, or like even my teenage years, I was a skinny kid, so all I wanted to do was pick up muscle. You know, so like you started reading these muscle magazines and fitness magazines, and you just try to do bodybuilder workouts and like try to eat the high protein diet and stuff like that. And I did the bodybuilding workouts and stuff for years. But like as we grow, as we evolve, you learn different things, and you're trying to use different things. Like back then, I was just weightlifting, trying to get big, build muscle. And I got to a stage where I was like, oh man, I'm building a lot of muscle. I cannot do all the athletic stuff I do in the ring anymore. So I started focusing more on like mobility and durability. And right now where I am, like right now, I hardly ever do weights anymore. I do calisthenics, and I focus on mobility, durability, and like I do a lot of yoga and stuff like that lately, and that helps me prolong my career. I feel like where I am right now, you got to take care of your body. Like the longevity, I think, is key in this business, and that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to just preserve my career for as long as I can. I'm going to go until my body says no more. But like right now, I feel good because I've implemented all this new stuff. Like nutrition is better, and my workouts are completely different to what it used to be. And that's constantly evolving. Like imagine where it's going to be like 5 years from now, if my body allows it.
Awesome, man. I mean, age is just basically a number. It's more the mindset you have in life. I was actually speaking to Billy Gunn regarding this on December. He's 55. I saw him performing in Puerto Rico, and he's still in an amazing shape. So it's more of the mindset you have and the dedication you have through the industry that helps you keep moving forward and keep performing in the highest level you can. You were with the WWE for a few years. We remember you being the FCW champion, actually, before the whole NXT system developed. First, previous to that was FCW. You were the champion of that company. And you actually were a 3-time tag team champion with Heath Slater. How was your experience for you with the WWE?
It was great, man. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, that was my goal, my dream, to work in WWE, right? Just to be a full-time wrestler, get paid for it, and work with some of the best guys on the planet. And that's what I achieved. It was a fantastic time. I feel like I'm still growing as a wrestler, and I feel like I probably might go back there one day. Who knows? Never say never, right? I became really good friends with Heath and all my NXT crew and Nexus friends, and I mean, I still keep in contact with them every single day. And yeah, it was a fantastic experience, man. Like I was just so young, and everything happened so quick, and I feel like if it happened now, I'd appreciate it much more. But I am so thankful for that whole experience, and it just made me like a better wrestler and a better human as a whole. Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about my WWE career. Obviously, it got tough at some times, and I didn't want to be there, and my body was tired, and I couldn't handle it, and like emotionally and physically, mentally, it's very draining and taxing on the body. A lot of people don't get that, and but it definitely made me the strong person that I am today.
Awesome, man. You actually revealed a few days ago in your interview with Chris Van Vliet that you actually got an offer from WWE to join the NXT brand. As far as we've heard, as we know, you declined the offer and signed with Ring of Honor. We will be talking about Ring of Honor in a few. But why did you reject the offer? I mean, do you think it was offensive from them to offer to be part of their developmental system once you were in the main roster, you were a huge name, you invaded with Nexus, you were a 3-time tag team champion, you could actually give a lot to the SmackDown brand, in my opinion. Do you find that maybe offensive to got the offer just for NXT?
No, not at all. At first I thought so. I thought about it, and I was like, man. But then again, looking at the NXT brand right now, it's become a brand in its own. It's I know NXT is still the developmental territory, but they run 2 separate shows, right? They still run the developmental shows, but like the pay-per-views they're running, and like the NXT shows, the TV show they have, it's fantastic, man. And what a fantastic product. So, I feel like that fits my style, and a bunch of my friends are there, so I feel like I could really have contributed to that. And, but the money wasn't great. Like ROH offered me more money for less dates. And in NXT, you'd work 250 days a year, where in ROH, I kind of have to work, 50 days a year maybe. And it was more money in merch order. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for me. Plus the freedom that I'll have, because I've already been to NXT. I've been there, done that. And I feel like it's a fantastic brand. I love what they've done with it. But I know how the system works, and there's still kind of some restrictions here and there and things that you cannot do. I feel like ROH, I haven't done that yet, and it's given me a lot of freedom and opportunity to grow and work with some new talent. There's some amazing up and coming talent right now on the independent circuits, and ROH has snatched up a bunch of them. So I think it's a fantastic time to be a wrestler right now, and it's an even better time to be a fan right now. There's so much going on, all these new companies starting up, and I had a lot of options. The NXT one was very very enticing in a lot of ways, but ROH it was a no-brainer for me.
If you can choose maybe two names from the actual WWE product that you haven't faced before, specifically from the NXT brand, since you mentioned you could actually give a lot to the NXT brand as a veteran, which names would you wrestle?
Oh, that's tough because I've worked most of those kids on the independent circuits or somewhere on the planet, you know. Like Ricochet to me is one of the best in the world, but like I've had so many good matches against him. If there's someone I haven't wrestled Velveteen Dream yet. I think he's fantastic. Like his ring work, his character work, his promo work, he's a total package to me personally. And, you know, wrestling is an art, and art is subjective, so everyone will have different opinions on who really is the best and who's the best on this brand. But like you said, like I can definitely contribute to the SmackDown brand and also to the NXT brand. But yeah, one name, if I had to pick just one guy, it's definitely Velveteen Dream. I've never worked with him before, and I really, really enjoy his work.
So that would actually be a really amazing match. You actually mentioned that you signed with Ring of Honor because they offer you a better deal. Ring of Honor is an amazing brand, and they've worked in silence for many, many moments. They actually managed to sign Rush. They signed you, and they signed many other names that not only the WWE but all Elite Wrestling were after them. You've been there.
Bandito.
Yeah.
Bandito is a big name too that they snatched up. I cannot believe that no one else tried to snatch him up. I'm sure they did. He had offers too from everywhere, and he ended up going with ROH. So this tells you something about what they're offering and also the brand directions they want to go in. That's another thing. I really love the brand and the direction that they're trying to go in. And now, you know, like now that they're spending a little bit more money to buy some new talent, they're like, oh wow, we have to do something because all these other companies are snatching people up. So I feel like they were like, okay, we have to, you know, spend a little money, and I feel like the brand is just gonna like grow so big this year.
Yeah, it's actually been their best level right now. If they manage to maybe a partnership with, I don't know, they have a partnership with CMLL in Mexico, as far as I know. But if they manage maybe a bigger promotion in Mexico like AAA, it can actually be something really impressive for their brand. Speaking of ROH, their Ring of Honor World Champion is Jay Lethal. He's actually the longest reigning champion of all times with them. Are you interested in maybe following the footsteps you've been through your career? I mean, you've held titles in every company you've ever been to. Are you interested in the Ring of Honor World Champion and Jay Lethal?
Yes, of course. I've only worked Jay Lethal one time in Scotland, and it was one of my favorite matches of all time. I think we have fantastic chemistry. I'm a huge fan of his work. I know we can do some great things together, and obviously that's the goal. Like you just said, I've won titles in every single major TV promotion in the U.S., and if I won a title here, I'd be one of the first people ever to do that. And so that's definitely on top of my list. That's something, but I don't want to get an easy ride, you know, just because I've done some stuff in the past. I don't want them to just put me in that position. I'm willing to work for it. That's the most fun in wrestling I always have if I work towards a goal, you know, like thinking back now, the most fun time I've ever had in my life was trying to get signed by the WWE. Once I got there, it was great because it was my dream and everything, but once I got there, it was like, oh wow, what do I do now? So like, I'm kind of just enjoying this journey that I'm on right now. I know it's going to happen. It has to. It's inevitable right now. Like, I'm doing some of the best work of my life, I think. I've evolved as a wrestler, character, and a person. And I think it's just a matter of time. But yeah, definitely, like, Jay's on top of my list.
PJ, to all the promoters all around the world that want to contact you, to our friends from Wrestling Superstar in Chile, Imperio in Peru, GWE in Panama, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, basically all around the world, where can they contact PJ Black, the Darewolf, for his services as a pro wrestler?
Yeah, for wrestling, you can just email me. It's bookings@pjblack.com. Or you can just go to my Facebook page and my Instagram page. I usually respond and give people the details there. I'm pretty active on social media every day. Or just go to the website, pjblack.com. The booking email will be on there. The links to all my social will be there. But the easiest way will be for international promoters will be bookings@pjblack.com.
And regarding the fans, where can they see your product? I mean, what's your Instagram? What's your Facebook?
Instagram, it's PJ450. Facebook and Twitter, it's Darewolf333. But yeah, if you go to my little website, pjblack.com, all the links to the social media will be there. The link to my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is just youtube.com/pj450. But yeah, all the links will be on pjblack.com.
Excellent, PJ. To all the fans that are listening to you right now, all around the world, basically we have 445,000 followers on Facebook, 26 on Instagram, and over 200,000 subscribers on YouTube that are actually looking at PJ Black maybe as a model to follow your footsteps and become a pro wrestler in the future. To all the people that are actually doing this right now and are looking at you as a role model, what message can you send to them?
Oh man, just like anything in life, if you are passionate about it and you put all your energy into that passion, you will make a living out of that thing, no matter what it is, you know. And then I know there's a lot of kids right now who wants to be wrestlers, because I get people asking me daily on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook for advice and stuff like that. You know, like if you're passionate about something and you put the energy and the work and the time into that thing, you will make money. So, you know, and especially in wrestling right now, I know there's a lot of kids, and they ask me this every day, but there's so many promotions out there. There's so many great TV companies. There's so many like fiber territories popping up. You know, like obviously WWE, and one of the main TV companies is obviously the goal to make a lot of money and make a name for yourself. But there's so much opportunity out there, and people sometimes get discouraged. They're like, oh, WWE seems so far away, but there are other options too, you know. And just, yeah, if you love it, you have to have passion for it. That's the thing. I've seen a lot of talented people make some money, but then they kind of just disappear off the face of the planet. Those people didn't have passion for it. You have to have passion for this industry. That's like the number one thing.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, you have it there. PJ Black, the Darewolf. We thank you for your time, sir.
Dude, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.